My name is Nelson Graff, and I'm faculty in the English department at San Francisco State University. And I'm going to introduce you to some of the key concepts in the article Transfer and Engagement from Theory to Enhanced Practice. This article arose out of my observations of teachers working with the ERWC materials and the different approaches I saw to using the modules. Those approaches spanned the full range from teachers who opened the binder and just read out the instructions to students and marched through the activities one after the other, to teachers who truly made the materials their own, engaging students in thoughtfully and reflectively considering not only the issues in the modules, but also their own thinking and learning. While many factors influence the choices we make as teachers, I thought I could help most by making clear the connections between theories of teaching and learning and the practice of teaching the ERWC. I think most literacy teachers would agree that we hope our students become independent readers, writers, communicators, and critical thinkers as the result of our teaching. We want to make ourselves useless. When we focus on students applying the skills and strategies they learned from us to future experiences, we are focusing on teaching what is called for transfer. In the article, I briefly discussed theories of transfer and the factors that contribute to successful transfer of learning. Yet the most principled teaching of transfer will not work unless we can engage our students in our lessons, making these concepts crucially interrelated and accounting for the title of the article, Transfer and Engagement. In this video, I'll introduce two strategies from the article that relate closely to engagement and teaching for transfer: formative assessment and metacognitive conversation. If we hope to engage our students in our lessons, we must seek the right balance of support and challenge for those particular students, neither so easy or over-supported that students lose interest, nor so challenging that they become frustrated. Formative assessment helps us find that balance. It helps us decide when to allow students to problem solve on their own or in groups, and when we need to teach them explicitly. For example, when we ask our students to read through articles, if they're having trouble finding main ideas, it's probably best not to immediately ask them to do a descriptive outline on their own, but instead to model for them, to show them how their reading practices move from making sense of a text to making decisions about what the author is trying to accomplish. If, on the other hand, our students have practiced extensively choosing the right verbs to describe the rhetoric of a text and summarizing texts in one or more sentences, then we can set them on their own in groups to practice doing descriptive outlines on their own. Practicing formative assessment means considering student behaviors, looking at what they're doing, from body language and interactions to written work, as feedback that informs our teaching. And as we attend to that feedback, we can adjust our teaching to ensure that students have the support they need without becoming bored. The other strategy, metacognitive conversation, I borrow from Schoenbach, Greenleaf, and Murphy's book, Reading for Understanding, though the term metacognition precedes their work. As most of you know, metacognition essentially means thinking about thinking, meta being above. Bringing metacognitive conversation into the classroom means helping students focus on the processes of reading, writing, and thinking while they're engaging in meaningful activity. For instance, instead of just talking about pre-reading activities as Activity 1 or Activity 2 in a module, teachers who focus on metacognition make connections between the particular activities, discussion, writing, considering what we know about a topic, and the practices of skilled readers. And instead of responding to student answers with a right or wrong, good or okay, we respond by asking, how did you figure that out? Whether the student has given us the expected answer or not. The ongoing practice of metacognitive conversations helps students to view their learning experiences strategically in terms of how they may use these strategies in the future, how they may transfer them to new situations. This ongoing practice also addresses a concern that arises frequently among California teachers about the diverse skills of students in their classrooms. For students more accustomed to school literacy tasks, thinking about how they figure out answers that come readily to them can provide interest and challenge. For students who typically need more support, hearing others explain their thinking can model school-based approaches to literacy, and explaining their own reasoning can help them make connections between their own literacy practices and those of the academy. They can also model for the more academically oriented students different approaches to the texts that they read. In the article, I describe each of these practices more thoroughly, and I connect the concepts of transfer and formative assessment with each of the sections of the assignment template. I hope you find that helpful.